At that point, I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've done for sure. This is the silliest sort of experiment or challenge I've allowed myself to be thrown into. And I wish I had that fear a little earlier, because I had like 6 or 8 weeks. I was like, yeah, I'll get to it. And I did a couple of lessons. And it got to like 2 weeks out. And you see this in the episode, but I do not have the song. I don't know, I'm terrible. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And then I realized, I can't fake this one. You can't do that with a musical instrument. And then the realization that the entire band is relying on you to keep time. And then 70,000 people are sitting there going, please don't wreck our favorite song. And so that fear and that anxiety was like incredibly overwhelming. It's weird what the way kind of intense situations actually cause a hyper focus. And I remember having conversations and kind of like when you're half asleep in the morning and you kind of hear something but you're not really involved in it. Everything was like that. It was sort of like I was underwater. The upkick of endorphins and elation and kind of like overwhelming joy was unlike anything I've ever experienced. If you could bottle that and have it, in a healthy way.
I'm watching the first series and then on to the second season now. I've seen a kind of a switch flip in your approach to this show as well. Yeah. That there is maybe a little bit of skepticism at the start of going, okay, will this work? Am I going to change? And now you're like, you feel like when I watch you, you're like, actually, I'm fully in on this. I want to see what path this creates and how I'm changing and stuff from this. Have you noticed that like switch flipping inside yourself?
Yeah, it's really interesting you notice that, because the first season was, by design, I was sort of the guinea pig and thrown into these experiences with quite little knowledge. And that was, on purpose so that I would kind of, be out of my comfort zone rapidly. This time around, I was very involved in the orchestration and the sort of production and bringing together spaces that I was interested in, or there was a deep curiosity or were deeply personal to me. And I enjoyed that more, to be honest. I didn't like I felt very uncomfortable in the first season because I was surrounded around by all these experts and I knew nothing about these topics, yet I was kind of asked to speak on them, and so I was felt like an imposter the entire time.
Do you think hearing that Alzheimer's word was the kind of spark for you of going, okay, you know what, I want to focus in?
I think so. I think it was just kind of this point in my life where you're up until your 40s, you're kind of just gathering data and information, and it's all reactionary, and then you get to a point where you think, oh, some of this sort of personification, this identity that I've sort of built doesn't hold true anymore. There's some inner sort of protest or inner voice that has a deeper need to understand, and there's deeper questions, and what is the purpose and the why behind what I'm doing.